I encourage you to grill more people on your episodes.
All right, sick. Starting now. Why are you such a cunt?
Can't help it, bro. I was just born this way, hey?
Welcome to another segment. It's Nasiphi, Zwane, and Marcel. A lot has happened in the month of February. We're also going to be covering what's pretty much coming up as well in the month of March. But yeah, man, Marcel, how have you been, dude?
I've been good, dude. I've been to a couple of I've been to one show this year so far. Looking forward to a couple more that are coming up, and yeah, it's just been busy.
There's been a couple of events that have happened this month, and actually quite a few things that have happened. Some cancelled events as well. We had Calabash that was cancelled. We also had then Emalyth Fest, which looked like it was one of the biggest events in recent history. So super keen to basically chat about that as well. The Wacken Metal Battle is going to be starting pretty soon. In actual fact, this coming weekend. And then we also had the Devilnest event where, you know, Myke and Bryn brought down DOOMTRIGGER No Closure, which was a very big one as well. So which one do you want to start with, bro? Of all the ones that we just mentioned now?
I mean, like, let's start with Calabash, because I think that's the one that had a lot of people, like, you know, we're a bit late to the party talking about Calabash. I mean, we obviously found out that it was cancelled somewhere in early Jan. People were not happy about how that cancellation happened, where people started getting refunds without any sort of communication from Calabash themselves. And it was just, you know, everyone had that fucking, that sinking feeling that, oh God, this is cancelled now. And yeah, like, it was a pretty big blow to, I think, a lot of like the alternative guys who were dying to see. You know, I think there was a lot more excitement around the circles that I run in for A Day to Remember versus Muse. And yeah, man, like, it was sad. And I think it had a lot to do with Muse cancelling their tour due to reasons, which the reasons for the entire thing being cancelled are still unclear. I haven't actually seen anything that says a definitive, this is why it was cancelled, beyond Muse making a statement. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I was actually going to ask if there has been any sort of, you know, clarification in terms of what it is that really went down. I think one of the questions that people have in their minds is, you know, if Muse is the one that is sort of bowing out, why can't, you know, some of the other bands continue? Because as you're saying as well, dude, I feel like A Day to Remember has enough pull, especially here, you know, within the scene. We have, you know, a couple of bands where you'll find that even some of the band members used to listen to A Day to Remember. You know, it forms part of a lot of people's, you know, initial introduction into, you know, this sort of music and so on. So it was very surprising, man, that, you know, the rest of the bands on that lineup, you know, that they didn't continue.
Like, all I have is like rumors.
Yeah, exactly. It leaves people in a bit of a, you know, a weird position. However, I feel like it ended up being sort of a blessing, kind of like a blessing as well, because I did see the one event that you did go to and the one that you mentioned, Emilith Fest, ended up looking absolutely insane, because as you know, of course, it was booked around the same evening or the same weekend.
It was the same date. Yeah, it was the same Saturday.
So how was that, bro? It looked epic, dude.
Man, it is one of the busiest shows that I've been to in a long time. I got there pretty early. I was just helping set up, and from the fucking get-go, you could tell it was going to be a busier night than usual. I think by the time we hit like 7 o'clock, like, I don't think I've seen Sonnage that packed ever. It was a mission to just get around the venue. And like, obviously I'm running around with the camera, so like I'm struggling to get up and down between the stages to film what's happening with the stages. You know, with the main stage in Sonnage itself, it's pretty easy. You can get into the pit, you can kind of bypass the crowd, but room 2, fucking downstairs, there's no barrier between the stage and the crowd. I nearly got taken out by Dom. Like, he nearly took me the fuck out. That was a pretty cathartic moment. I nearly saw my life flash before my eyes there. Yeah. But yeah, you couldn't swing a fucking cat in that place, man. It was packed. I don't think, like I said, I haven't seen Sonnage that packed for like a metal show in a very long time.
For sure, dude. So who are some of the highlights, bro? Give me like top 3 bands that evening that just absolutely were insane.
So one that stood out to me particularly, new-ish band, Goat Boy. holy fuck, like at no point did I expect what was coming next with that band. And that was actually the band where I nearly got taken out in the pit down in room 2. They were fucking great. Also like a blend of different things, definitely like heavier alternative like metal, but a weird mix of a bunch of different things. Like I really, really fucking enjoyed that band. A couple of the others that stood out to me, like obviously it was good to see No Closure, Doomtrigger. Those are the ones that you would expect to be great. It sounds like I speak about Drunk Wizard every episode, but I finally got to see them live for the first time, and that was also fucking worth it. Definitely,
nice.
Definitely lived up to the hype that I had in my mind for that band. For the last thing, I'm not going to say a particular band, but the amount of like collaboration between the bands. So Esto getting onto stage with Doomtrigger was fucking sick. Jade getting onto stage with Human Nebula, Chelsea from Surdus and Helica getting onto stage with Walk These Skies. Like a bunch of collaborations. Like it's just really fucking cool to see all these like crossover of bands performing each other's songs with each other. That has been something that I've really been enjoying, and it was something like particularly like prevalent at Emilith Fest as well.
One of the things that is coming up, obviously also run by Emilith as well, shout out to them, doing a lot of work, is the Wacken Metal Battle. So the heats are happening. I know that on the 28th, which is this weekend, we've got one in Durban that is happening at the Westville Warehouse. Type 7, Imperious Vision, the Grim Riddle on the lineup, and then special guests on 9 Refrain. All incredible bands. Recently saw Imperious Vision because they played... we're actually going to get Myke to come and basically give us some feedback on how the Devilnest show went. You and I have had the privilege of actually seeing and working with the Grim Riddle behind the scenes, something that's never going to see the light of day. But we've met the guys and they're also really good. There was that whole telephone thing that I remember, but hopefully one day we can get them on the show to chat a bit about that. And then Type 7, we've played with them when we were Thorns of Ivory, and obviously incredible. 9 Refrain, what more can we say, man? There's ties to Everyday Metalhead in there as well, so shout out to them. It makes sense that they're the special guest this year.
I just want to add though that this weekend is, so yes, the Wacken Metal Battle is kicking off, but there are actually 3 heats happening this weekend all across Africa. It is Angola as well as Mozambique that is also happening. Sick thing about the Mozambique heat is that both Helica and Sunken State are going over to Moz for the first time to go play, as the special guests at that Wacken heat, which I think is absolutely fantastic. It just helps. The whole point of the metal battle is to try and just build lines between African countries and African metal, and having 2 of the South African bands go over that side to guest perform at that heat is just something very special, especially one of the winners as well as a finalist as well. So a band that has gone to Germany as well as a finalist band from one of the previous Wacken Metal Battles as well.
So now we're basically going to get Myke to basically hop on and just tell us a bit about Devilnest and the event that happened with them bringing down No Closure and Doomtrigger as well. Look at this,
How's it, cunts?
He looks so fucking angry.
You look so pissed. You pissed off.
No, I'm good. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you as well, bro. So we basically invited you here to tell us a bit about how the Devilnest event went. I was there. I got to see you guys. And I got to see a bit of Imperious, and then I had to go. But how did obviously the main event go? No Closure and Doomtrigger.
I think overall for the gig, me and Bryn agreed that it was probably top 3 of the hottest gigs that we've ever played before. It was a really sweaty night. I'm sure you can attest to that as well. You were there. For me personally, I feel like I'll never tire of bringing bands down from Joburg or Cape Town. We're still fresh on that perspective right now. The guys know the deal that we're working with the best we can at the moment in terms of venues and stuff, and it is small and it's going to get hot, but I think every time a band does come down and when they leave, they always seem very stoked that they came down and they had this show. I think our crowds are pretty starved, and I can see it in their faces all the time that they're so stoked to see bands like DOOMTRIGGER and No Closure come down for the first time and be a part of it. And yeah, it kind of hypes everything up for the next one, you know. We've got like a long list of bands to still bring down. But speaking on Death Strike that's just happened, it was a really fun experience again, yeah.
Do you think you can let us in on who the next one might have on the lineup?
We've got two in mind. One I'm not going to say because it's not confirmed yet, but well, actually, everything that we've got at the moment is just all in talks. But, you know, we've got ideas for Sunken State to come back. We've got ideas for Devilnest to come back, and they will bring along two other friends of theirs. So it'll be somewhat less of a metal night, you know, not so much with YCS or Imperius necessarily involved, but yeah, some more rock bands that we want to bring down. So we're in talks with that at the moment, but nothing set in stone. We need to get the dates booked and, you know, have those conversations. But yeah, something like that closer to June, I think.
DOOMTRIGGER No Closure actually obviously had to play Emilith Fest the night after, or the day after they were down in Durban. So those boys just pulled. So like DOOMTRIGGER obviously ran from Cape Town to Durban, from Durban to Joburg, and then back home again. You know, the No Closure boys went down, then went straight back up the next day to play another show. And they, talking to them, they were stoked. They were just super happy with how like the crowds responded to them, and said like along the same lines of what Mike's saying is like people are clearly starved. There's a chias, you know, there's people who, you know, those audiences want to throw down, and seeing what others like regions have to offer. I mean, again, DOOMTRIGGER, No Closure, two of the biggest like up and coming bands in the country at the moment, and fucking incredible live performances. So
yeah, I agree with that. They like I said, had a lot of fun, and I think for us, me and Bryn specifically as well, it's nice to have these bands that we often get to play with on their side of the world, or the country anyway, and to be able to bring them down to come play with us, is a wholesome sort of turnaround moment for us. So really enjoy that.
I saw that you guys, your guys' logos are also on the heat, the Wacken heats that are coming up. In what capacity? Like, what are you guys sort of doing as Devilnest for those?
I think the sort of capacity that we are included in the event for is just for promotional hype at the most. There's not much that we're contributing towards this sort of thing. But yeah, I think it's more just a matter of aligning with everyone involved in the Wacken heats, and yeah, promoting it on Durban side for sure.
No, that's really dope, dude. And what do you guys have in store as obviously YCS? I saw that you guys are going to be special guests for one of those performances. What can you sort of expect for? Was it more of the same, or do you guys have something new? I know that at the last one, you guys played a new song, which absolutely kills. Are we going to get that again?
That was a lot of fun to play that new song. That was quite quick that we put that one together. But yeah, the Wacken Heat in Durban is sort of the second to last show that we have planned for the year. We're going to stop after Death Strike, and then these two offers came up and we didn't want to turn them down. But in the interim of all the shows that we are going to play and aren't supposed to be playing this year, we want to be writing a whole bunch of songs. I mean, we've got like a whole list of songs, like at least almost 10 now, I think, that are ready to just kind of be learned to put together and have a whole new set to come back with. So we're hoping for, in June, we're playing a show at Westwall Warehouse here with a Swedish brand that Sash is bringing down. We're hoping to have at least 4 new songs on that set list. So really excited for that. One of them being that one we played at the last show. But yeah, at the moment, we're talking with people about joining the band as well. We're missing some members. So there's that in the pipelines, the new songs, and then, kind of getting ready to track, stem, record, get it all out, and carry on from there. We'll see. Probably have more shows lined up when we're ready. I mean, that's all it really takes is us saying to the other bands, like, listen, we're ready to come back and come to Joburg or come to Cape Town. So yeah, at the moment, just focusing on writing.
Last question on my side, bro. We recently had Dwayne on the show, and we know that you guys have a really solid relationship. Did you enjoy, learning about him in his episode? Because that's what it predominantly was about. Absolutely incredible guy. I know that you checked it out. You actually designed obviously the thumbnail for that episode as well.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, man. What do you think of the episode?
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I think, I said to you after the fact as well, it was like a really entertaining episode. I feel like you putting him on the spot made me laugh really hard. It was good to see that. But to circle back to what you said about learning about his beginning and things, I think that's really cool as well. There's a lot of reflections there on my end. It felt very similar to how I started out with music too. But it is definitely cool to get insight to all of that. And yeah, I mean, he's a cool guy. I love Dwayne. He's, the homie from Joburg for me. It's nice to always see him when I can. But yeah, I think definitely sick episode, man. I encourage you to grill more people on your episodes.
All right, sick. Starting now. Why are you such a cunt? It's like,
can't help it, bro. I was just born this way, hey? There's got to be one around here. I'm second place to Bryn, unfortunately, but I'm fighting for that first position for sure. But yeah, this is how we are.
Definitely. I think it's a tough race, dude. Definitely.
Oh, big time, bro. Yeah, Bryn's a hard nut to crack on that one.
All right, Myke, dude, we're gonna let you go. Thanks for joining us, and obviously check you soon, man.
Peace. Yeah, thanks, boys. My name is Myke Taylor. I'm a graphic designer from Durban. I've been a fan of Sludge Underground since we both started coming up together in the alternative music scene. I jumped at the opportunity to help them with the merch design. I often do clean branding for people, so I thought this would be a cool opportunity to mix styles and have something that has a lot of grit yet is still modern looking. Sludge's approach has always been a mix of artists, different genres of music, and I really thought the streetwear apparel would lend well to their brand, and it inspired me to create something classic yet bold for them.
New releases. Shout out to Megan for this one because her and another homie of ours, we can't mention at the moment, but they're working on something brilliant that's going to be coming up. And she is the one, they're the ones that basically alerted us to some of these as well. So on the list, we've had Mouse. Durban legends, I'd consider them one of the first bands that we had on this podcast. They released a really incredible music video. I don't know if you saw the music video, Marcel, for Porta
No.
Intermedium. I don't know if I pronounced it well.
No, you've just reminded me that I actually need to go listen to that song and watch that video because I've been looking forward to that shit. And when did that come out? Was that like recently, like in this month? I think it was was it earlier?
I think recently, bro. I think it's like 3 weeks. Yeah. No, like 3 weeks ago or something like that.
How did I miss that?
It says 3 weeks ago when they released it. Yeah, it looks absolutely incredible, dude. Do check it out. I mean, the quality as well. That's the one thing I feel like, South African bands are really just raising, upping that quality when it comes to just music videos. It's absolutely
just media in general.
See. So their music videos are in general, yeah. And also one interesting thing is that it's basically their first single off of an upcoming album. They're teasing an album, guys. So Mouse, in 2026 might be coming up with some more music. So that's something definitely to look forward to. Sonder The Africanime, they basically released a song. It's called Dream. Dude, have a listen at this. You're often talking about having like fever dreams. I feel like this is the ultimate soundtrack to that. It's super dreamy, and I feel like the name is fitting. They released a bit of a snippet where they had the song playing over like a movie scene and so on, and it's absolutely brilliant. So if anyone is a fan of Sonder The Africanime, basically if you haven't really listened to any of the stuff, we do have an episode out with them, so do check that out. For context, we'll leave a link in the description. And basically if you're into like Adventure Time type music, the music they have on there, you have like Marceline, the sort of stuff that Marceline makes, that sort of vibe, and it's absolutely brilliant. So the track is called Dream. Do check that out as well. And then obviously Lucy Kruger and the Lost Boys. Lucy Kruger is always coming through with some of the best visuals, and I gotta thank Warren as well for being the one that is often alerting us to some of the new releases when it comes to Lucy Kruger, who never really drops the ball at all. So yeah, as far as February, it's really been packed. I'm pretty sure there's more releases though, in terms of, I know that Peg has been releasing like a string of music videos.
Dude, Peg is like the hardest working like musician, dude. Like that guy is like, he drops more songs like in a year than most artists like do in their fucking careers, dude. Like I genuinely don't know how he does that shit so consistently. From my side, I think the most recent release was by Durban, which is a Cape Town alternative Afrikaans band. Very interesting. I had a chat with them on the show like a couple of months back, and as part of like some research for a video that I was doing, and very, very interesting band. They deal with like a lot of like topics on mental health and that type of thing, and just general like struggles. And they released a new song. It's probably translates to parasocial. I probably butchered that in Afrikaans, but close enough. That's a good listen as well. Definitely go check that out. They'll probably drop a music video for that soon too, knowing them and Africult as well. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I've been Marcel. You can find me on pretty much any platform as Thorns of Sludge. I do a whole bunch of stuff relating to music and the music scene.
If you want to check me out, I'm at Zwane with you on all platforms. And thank you so much for tuning in.
And yeah, well, thank you so much for checking out this episode. I hope you guys are doing good out there. Let us know how you're feeling if you got this far.